I'm going to remember to hit transition now. Welcome, everybody, to another Monday night here at Proficiency Bonus, and we met at a tavern. My name is Matthew, your somewhat psychotic and DM. Before we jump over to our players, a couple of quick shout-outs. Big thanks to Team MZ, Many-Sided Dice, Streamlabs, OBS, Twitch, and our favorite one of our favorite northern neighbors, because I got pointed out last time that we have a whole lot of people in our family from Canada. So, Little Dragon Corp. If you haven't checked them out yet, in the chat, make sure you put in !Little Dragon. Give you a link to their website as well as a discount code Pro Bonus to get 10% off your order. Definitely check them out. As I've been seeing recently, I've been holding up this lovely little display case. Got some shiny dice on it, and so I don't dump everything everywhere. I'll pick it up and lights up, makes them look really shiny. So definitely check them out. A lot of there go all my dice.
Oh, no.
Of course. So it looks like I hope I don't need any of those ones that are now under the desk somewhere. Oh wait, I can reach them. Should have thrown over to the other screen first, but hey, welcome to Proficiency Bonus Where if it's not a tech problem, it's the DM throwing dice across the house.
One or the other.
With that, we will jump over to our players and into a quick recap from last time. So our players had been sailing northwards from their prior port of call, Kyre Westfall, towards the island of Amaroon. The captain had mentioned to the group that there really wasn't like a bustling city here. It was more somewhat recently settled when you think cities, only a couple of years old, a small village or town. The party pulled up and, as much as one can, make dock at this sort of ramshackle extension this place called a dock, and made their way up the long winding path towards the town. The minute they were seen by a solitary guard, looked to be very excitable and ran off from them. Coming up and eventually finding out that the lord of this town had been sending requests to the capital for aid as their livestock and many of their townsfolk had gone missing. Well, with some quick thinking from Snowmoon, who proudly proclaimed to be the heroes from the capital, the lord took them to his house, gave them the rundown, and sent them on their way to deal with this subterranean dwelling menace that had been basically kidnapping and presumably killing their people, as none of them had returned. The party followed the path they were shown to, eventually finding their way into a small, basically grotto filled with oversized mushrooms that had been carved into domiciles, and this small band of what appeared to be kobolds, being hailed as the saviors of this clan to cleanse the island of the usurpers who have come and murdered all the game. They told the group that they had been taking the game. The city had sent basically a small militia to deal with them, and the kobolds claimed to have put them on decent-sized rafts and sent them out to sea. Now, the party has made their way back to town to have a discussion again with the powers that be, only to find a new group of individuals here. And seeing that very large, just brick house of a, looked to be just oversized, humanish from the distance you guys were checking them out, standing in front of the inn. I believe it was Furia who had snuck around and looked in and saw a bunch of the townsfolk, didn't see the half-orc innkeeper. Eventually made their way back. It was decided that they would go take a look at the pagoda in the middle of town. Lydia and Furia snuck back around. Lydia making herself appear more human, a little shorter, and has sort of creeping around and looked and got a large blast of a magic aura from this broken sort of mismatched sculpture, which will be coming from a decent-sized disc at the base of the sculpture. Upon looking, though, big boy over by the inn apparently noticed and called out. And she yelled, "Hey! Who's you?" Snow Moon chose that moment as Art sort of inched forward and ducked behind the corner of a building, sort of keeping ready in case of what was happening, to start striding forward. And that is where we are going to pick up, and I just realized that this is all going to get blocked by Twitch, because my dopey butt left music on that is not royalty free. So welcome again, people who are just watching this on YouTube. I'm not going to go through that whole damn recap again. I'm a dumbass and left the wrong music on, so this probably got blocked. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus. I'm your Dungeon Master and a dumbass. So we'll be jumping in right where we left off last time. And with that, players, or rather, Snow Moon. This is, what I'm going to do is he is now looking directly at you. Lydia, you can hear Snow Moon as he called out here.
I said charm person.
Oh, that's it. Right, I forgot you did say you were going to charm person, and I have not rolled for him yet. Okay. So let's see here. We're going to get these out and break out Blue Boy. Where are you? Oh, there's my D20. Let me just grab my character sheet here so we can see what we're dealing with. Ooh, you got some hope. That is not a great modifier on him. And what's your DC?
15?
That is a nat 1 on the die.
Yeah! Charm person for the win, finally. Has never worked for me before. As a druid.
Okay, so let's see here. So, charm person. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so as he looks over at you and just sort of goes, "Oh, it's you.
Yes.
Nice to see you again." Turns back over at Snow Moon. Who the hell are you?
I'm just a friend of hers at the gazebo there.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage on it where he is currently charmed by her.
Yeah.
And Snow Moon, oh hi. All the Dragonborn charisma.
7 on the dice.
No, do better.
And that was a what?
Persuasion.
Persuasion? So that's a 9.
Okay, and that's your highest is 9? That's with advantage?
Oh, with advantage, you said. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my highest.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, let me just look here. I think that's probably going to be high enough for his... He looks all right. You two should be in the inn then with the others, waiting for his lordship. You shouldn't be out here.
Oh, yes, of course, sir. I apologize. And I will start to back up towards Art. And like as I get there, I say, "Art, let's get out here."
You don't have to tell me twice.
So you're taking off running the other direction, not heading towards the inn?
I will head to... Yes. I'm going to head towards the others.
I will head towards Jess.
Okay, so Lydia, what are you doing as he's called you down to go into the inn?
Oh, give me 1 second there.
Lydia, ask where the Lord is.
Where's? I'm going to Wisconsin accent. I don't know. Where are you going? Don't you know? No, where's the Lord there? Don't you know? No, where's the Lord? Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah, he just went down to talk to the others on the ship. Apparently there's been some confusion over who's here to actually take care of his problem.
Go meet him there first, and then we'll go into the end. How about that, good friend? Thank you very much.
I suppose I got... And as he's just sort of half nodding at you, he starts taking a few steps forward. Hey, where you going? Hey, guy.
Just this way. A little.
Oh, he's just ignoring you. He's now looking... He's walked up towards the other house. He seems to be looking for Snow Moon. And the small little flash of, like, bright shock of, like, pinkish red hair that went running past. That he hadn't noticed before.
I really need to cut this.
So has he caught up with us yet?
Oh, no, he's just taking a couple of steps. All of you, well, I'll say you and Lydia would probably get the impression from even just your brief sort of chat with him. He's really not supposed to be... He seems to be posted right outside the inn for some reason. So he's only taken... It's like he took a couple of somewhat, like, hesitant, tenuous steps forward. But he doesn't seem like he's full-on sprinting after you.
Okay.
Actually, for our viewers at home, I'll just toss that back up there so you can see what's going on.
I didn't remember to ask this before, but when I was looking in the window at the people that I didn't recognize, that I assumed were from the ship, did I see any sort of symbol or regalia or uniform that they were wearing?
I will say go ahead and... Because I can't remember what you rolled in your perception check back then, so go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Natural 20.
Okay.
My perception to hear what they were saying was a nat 1.
Okay, that's... Yeah, I remember you poked in and you didn't really have... Wasn't really a need for a perception check for that, but you were trying to listen in, yeah.
Yeah, but the peeking through the window seemed to be okay back then, so...
Okay, so... As you're looking, as you were looking through, you didn't notice anything like there. It's not like Lord's Alliance where they have their brightly colored tabards on and it's emboldened everywhere. You did notice a somewhat common theme of a sort of. Let me actually take a look here. Of a, I guess I'll say like almost a dried blood color, like that very sort of deep, dark red that's bordering on like brownish black.
Same
and it's
color
not
like
like
tunics?
It looks like it's more like when you're looking at the shirts, the ones that are inside are wearing are basically think of almost like vests.
Okay.
And it's, very plain sort of grayish color to it. But on the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like on the arm hem, whatever that is actually called, that's where you're seeing that color.
Okay.
Around the collar, on the neck hem, down the front, that single stripe there where it sort of like laces together. Has that, it looks like it's almost more like an embroidery or a little bit of a flair to what they're wearing. But you notice that each one of them is wearing it. At least each one you saw in there.
Okay.
Snow Moon, as you were the only one who really got sort of close with the big one out front, he's wearing that same sort of shirt. It's just he's literally like his token looks. He's just barrel chested, so the thing doesn't even close.
Okay.
Great.
As you guys are heading back over towards the ship.
Because I don't want to be with this dude.
Okay.
I will be sneaking from house to house and trying to stay out of everybody's sight because I don't think I've been seen yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and Furia, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Can I assist Furia by making a big commotion and being like, "Where's the ship? I forget where we parted."
Sure, why not?
Parked
Okay.
it.
So you've got advantage now, Furia.
That's a 17.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. So you think you're doing pretty good, Art and Snow Moon.
I mean, I'm a little lost, but
Lydia, is the stone? Is that what we're looking for? Do you know?
if
Distracting
If-
everyone so you can sneak, Snowmoon.
Fine.
if Snow Moon does get close enough before I run to the next building, I'll say the stone we're looking for is the bottom of that statue.
Why don't we just grab it now while we're here?
It's the bottom of a statue.
Fine.
Yeah, Snow Moon. You'd remember from when you first came into town.
Mhm.
This pagoda in the middle of town. It had this. Basically, it looked like somebody destroyed a sculpture, and has sort of cannibalized it to make a different image.
Okay.
So it's got a statue. It's probably standing about 5 feet tall. It's sort of mismatched different stones put together. How
So
it's
it's pretty
sticking
heavy.
together. It's it in its entirety. Yeah, if you guys were to destroy it just to get the one piece you need,
I destroy
You could-
it. I just want to take them
That's-
apart.
if you want to try to steal the whole thing, yeah, it's going to be pretty heavy. But
Yeah.
And goodness, I could rush it as a bear.
Yeah.
Bears are strong.
I could
But let
probably.
me-
Let me
All we
just-
need is the bottom piece, right? That's
Yeah,
what it
I
looks
could try to shatter it.
You're making a distraction.
Oh, right. Oh, where's the boat? I'm so lost.
We'd have to grab it and run for the boat and like leave immediately though.
I think
And-
that's a good idea.
Lydia, you might not like that.
Fine.
Just saying, you might get punched by her a couple more times.
What's a few more punches?
Is Art overhearing this?
yeah, Art's probably right behind Snow Moon. If
Yeah, probably at this point, my tiny legs have carried me.
All right, that's the plan. I'm gonna bear and smash into that thing, and
my
somebody's got to grab it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
run to the boat.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you to grab it.
All right, so instead of sneaking,
What am I doing?
I'm gonna be totally obvious and turn into a brown bear, and try to rush the statue near the base so it falls over and either breaks apart or breaks apart enough we can grab the base.
oh, okay,
I'm just gonna like basically follow up right behind her and just grab it if I get the chance.
alrighty
Okay,
then.
hold on. Can I move real quick?
Yeah,
Just
because
a
this is
little-
all happening pretty quick. So what do you?
I want to move over to this way and prepare calm emotions. Because that's the thing I can do. I don't really know what to do with myself. I'm just gonna stand here for now. Don't worry about me.
So well, again, you don't know what they're planning right now.
Right,
so
right,
you
right.
Wouldn't know,
So I'm
you
just
wouldn't
gonna
know to
stand here.
necessarily prepare that.
Right.
So Walters will. Well, how about this? Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
We're just gonna have just a straight d20 roll to see.
What?
Nice.
I
I
don't
got
think he's.
that 20.
Okay, so when everything hits the fan in a second, you
Okay.
will react before our biggin does.
Gotcha.
Right before I turn into a bear, I'll say, make sure to let Lydia know, and then I'll turn into a bear and I'll start rushing.
Okay. So all of a sudden, from behind you, you hear a sort of. Start charging the ground, and Jerry, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
All right.
As
As
a
I'm running up behind, I'll
massive
just say,
furry brown bear is now charging the statue.
and as I'm following behind, I'll shout to Lydia, "Lydia, get ready!"
The
With
bear.
no time to say anything else, but
22.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I have a different idea.
So as you hear
I'm
this,
going to punch Snowmoon.
Pretty much.
so as Snow Moon and Fury come charging around, well, massive bear, but you recognize the bear. You've seen this bear before. It's bitten a couple of heads off in front of you.
Okay.
As it comes up, barreling in and just basically shoulder rams into the statue.
Okay.
This thing just starts collapsing.
Is it this thing with the little flag?
Yep. So basically, that's
Okay.
just it's basically picture if you've ever seen Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That's sort of hexagonal pagoda. Okay. So basically, it's in this case, it's an 8-sided one, but it's basically like an open area where you have like town meetings. It's a couple of steps lead up.
Oh.
A gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, gazebo. And in the middle of it was this sort of mismatched statue. When the group of you, where you weren't here, Art, when the group of you went to see the kobolds, they said they had a statue. It was taken from them. You guys started to make the connection. Well, okay, somebody came in here, jacked it. That statue looks like it was built of broken pieces. Maybe the kobolds are telling the truth. Maybe the town's lying to us. And sort of stuck in this slight moral dilemma of who to believe at this point. But now Furia has just exploded it everywhere. Furia, your bear form does take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh dear.
It's just slamming into this thing, just bits of rock sticking into you. Not a great sensation. But
Maybe
Snow
you'll
Moon,
get
you
a
are
cool scar.
easily able to run up and pick up what looks to be the section of stone that Lydia had pointed out to the group. You weren't there for. Go ahead, Snow Moon, and make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Because you weren't there when Lydia actually looked at it, and Furia just said it was the base of the sculpture.
That's what I think that's what Lydia told me.
Right, and that's exactly what it was, but this is a large sculpture. We're just seeing how much of this is Snow Moon picking up as he runs out, because he wasn't there to have Lydia go there.
Okay, so that's a 14.
Oh, okay. So as you run up, you can see at the base of this thing, there's about 3 somewhat circular, like mismatched shapes that make sort of an oval that was the base of this sculpture. You take a couple of seconds looking, have no idea which one to pick up. So now you've got 3. You basically have about a 5-foot disc of stone, but it's in 3 pieces, so you're able to just sort of wrap your arms around it.
Okay.
But you do have the entire base of the sculpture.
Okay.
So Lydia, as this happens, you watch as the big guy starts going, it starts to turn and look towards you. What are you doing?
Casting Sleet Storm in a 40-foot radius around the entrance of the tavern and around the dude, so it obscures the area. 'Cause that's the thing.
Okay, it's a 40-foot radius?
Yep.
It's a big area.
Okay, so
Yeah.
show to others. So where exactly are you centering this?
Let's see.
So if I go in between him and the tavern, whoop, that's not my ruler. Between him and the tavern
Okay.
is going to get everything.
Sure. Just not on Snow Moon, so.
Because it will obscure us if it covers us, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna move it back a little, if I can,
Okay.
so it doesn't do the gazebo, but it does the entire tavern and this fellow too.
Okay. So do me a oh, see, it's not perfect. You already put in there for me. Okay. Okay. Okay, so all of a sudden it just takes that effect, and it is now icy, slick ground and extremely heavy mist.
And I start running in the other direction.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
Alright. 7.
And you slip and fall.
Ugh.
Yay.
As your own DC is a 15. So we're going to
Yup.
see what he gets to do if he's fallen as he turns, because he could
Okay.
see you before you
Hey,
as you
friend.
cast it. And he's actually got a 16 on the die, and I think he is positive for that. Yeah, he has a +1, so he actually manages to keep his footing.
Good for him.
So but it is still difficult terrain. So can he even reach you?
Hopefully not.
Let's see here. 5, 10, 15. No, he cannot get all the way to you. But he is on his way. So for this, I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
No farts.
So we have Feria as a bear is down somewhere like right here. Snow Moon is right in the gazebo, looting at the moment.
40-foot sleep storm. Right.
19.
And then just so we have it here, I'm going to go
18.
freehand.
Oops.
And
18. No, I got a 16 on that. 16.
I wish.
and that's Sleet Storm and let's see. Oh, realize we don't need to worry about the inn at the moment, but yeah, draw. So it's basically, well, that's not straight at all, but that is the line for the Sleet Storm. So you are literally right on the outskirts of it. Okay, and then we got you. So I got a token for you in there. I'm gonna place you with the actual. Okay. Then
Oops. Tubes.
alrighty then. So with that, I'm going to change this up to something a little more exciting because we're really not sure where this is going at the moment. And we come to the top of the order with, and actually, Arms, we'll say you were right up here at the corner. This is where you're not too far out of the loop as all this is starting to happen. So you can see as you're just sort of peering around the corner, Fury has just plowed through. The Snow Moon's picked up these massive chunks, and you can hear Lydia chanting something, and then all of a sudden, just a massive swirling sleet storm is careening over a little bit of the building you're hiding behind. It's not impacting you, but you are getting little drips every once in a while of cold water coming down, splashing in the bucket right in front of you.
Well. At least I'm dry. Oh gosh. I don't have to carry anything. I'm just running at this point. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna try and book it a little bit.
Oh, okay, so the ship that your ship is down along this path over here.
I'm just at this point with everything obscured. I'm going to just take the shortest path possible.
Okay.
I forget how fast I can go because it's been a hot minute.
25
my
feet if you
gosh.
choose to dash 50.
Those tiny little feet. Yeah, I'll
No
probably.
legs.
Yeah, I'll dash.
Okay.
Just. and probably end up like something like that.
Okay. I'll bring us over to our friend then, who's going to make another dexterity save. And fails. So falls flat as all of a sudden, all you hear. "Ugh!" So he's going to use half of his movement to stand back up. And then, let's see here. It is heavily obscured. Okay, yeah, he's still able to at least make out the dark shape that is Lydia. So he's going to use what little movement he's got left to take a step forward. And is going to attempt to make a grapple attack against you.
Okay.
As it I believe heavily obscured gives him disadvantage, though. Let's check here. It's not popping up easy, so we're just going to say why the hell not and give him disadvantage. So, see what he comes up with here. Okay, so yeah, he fails to grab onto you. He starts slipping in you. That's going to end his go and bring us over to Lydia, who is currently laying on the ground.
I look up and see this guy grab me and try to grapple me, and I try to roll out of the way a little, and I say, oh, well, shit. And then I brush myself off a little, and I stand up, which is 15 feet of movement, and I think I can move, like, right here, with,
Okay,
like, my 15 feet of, my other,
yeah, I'll
it's
say you
15
can
feet
go.
of movement to stand, and then half movement, so it'd be, like, 7.5 feet I get to walk, so.
Yeah, so you can move another. I'd say you can move another square.
Okay, I'm gonna move
And he
right here.
He is going to try to take an
Okay,
armed
that's
swipe
fine.
at you as he doesn't have a weapon out. He was trying to grab you.
Right.
And actually, that might actually do something. That's pretty good on the
no.
die. That is a 14.
That will not hit.
Okay. As you take off running, you just sort of hear in the background as you're moving out, and okay. That'll bring us over to Beria.
So I'm going to be just looking out for everybody here at Bear Form because I can't carry anything really. So I'm just making sure everybody's running towards boats. That's pretty much what I'm just sort of staying here, and I guess if the guy comes close enough, I'll take a swipe at him.
Oh, okay.
But I'm either prepared to pick up Art by the back of the neck and carry her or hit them to the boat because I can move a lot faster than they can, or help fight. I'm just sort of ready to go into action whichever direction I need to do. So.
Okay, and that brings us over to Snow Moon.
Yeah, so I'll turn. Well, it looks like we're all here, and we've got what we're after, so we should just run now before this whole inn comes after us.
Bear grunts of agreement.
Sounds good to me.
You hear
All right,
Art
let's
calling
go.
from ahead.
Like, all right, let's go, and I'll start
Okay.
running towards the boat.
So are you dashing as well? Are you holding an action or?
I'll dash
Okay.
and hope everyone kind of follows my lead.
Alrighty then. That's okay. Now you can, coming from your west, coming from sort of near the inn, you can start to hear, oh, what the hell is this? And that'll bring us over to Art. You just saw Snow Moon take off running, grabbing things in his arms.
I'm following after.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dash this time though. I'm just going to do my normal speed of movement. Just kind of looking back every once in a while just to see how everybody else is faring.
Okay. Are you readying an action or anything, or just?
No. No, not yet. No.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and move yourself where you're heading to, and then that brings us to our friend again, who's going to make another dexterity save.
Fail.
And that's a 15 on the die. He actually makes
Oh.
it this time.
Ooh.
Okay.
So he's got 30 feet, so that's 10 to get there, 20 to make his way out to right next to you again.
Okay.
And then you see he looks over to. Oh shit! And then they're running! They destroyed it! And starts calling out. And then he,
Okay.
as he's now in front of you, reaches down, pulls out a decent, like, curved sword, and is going to take a swipe at you with it.
should
What
have
do you have
readied
planned
some.
stuff?
And that's not going to hit. That is an 11.
Okay, good.
Yes, right, and that'll bring us over to Lydia.
I'm going to cast Sending and send to the captain. Tell the captain that we're ready to go as soon as we get there, pretty much. To be ready to go as soon as we get there.
Okay.
I will count the words. Wait, oh, I just threw my pen cap on the floor. So exciting! Help!
One action.
Need to leave ASAP. I don't know if that's a word or not.
We'll treat it as one.
Okay. Found relic. Must leave hastily.
Couple of seconds goes by and you get a response back. Maybe problem. Ship next to us. And that's it. And if you stay in there, you've got movement and bonus action left.
Bonus
crap.
action. Bonus action. Turn invisible.
You can do that.
Cause that's the thing I can do.
Huh. Bonus action. Huh.
You have
Okay.
a stunned bear now beside you.
Okay, so you are now invisible.
And then I'm gonna run.
Okay. So as we're just gonna put that little ninja mask on there for you.
I'm gonna run to next to Art.
And as you're running away, he's dumbfounded, but he's gonna use his reaction to take a blind swipe at where you used to be.
Okay.
And that's a 3 and a 1.
Hey,
Oh, these dice are
cool.
loving me tonight.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, and that'll bring us over to Furia. Where you can see this very confused, rather large individual just swinging wildly at the air where you just saw Lydia vanish from.
I'm also slightly confused as I have never seen Lydia do this before, but at the
I did it
moment,
once.
I don't remember you doing it. So obviously you haven't done it before.
Okay.
So I'm going to snarl as menacingly as I can muster at him, and then I'm going to run away.
Okay, as you're go ahead and make a intimidation check.
Nat 20.
Oh
Nice.
my
That's the
gosh!
second one tonight so far. I mean,
Nice.
What's your modifier for intimidation?
What's
Because
your-
this one's gonna matter.
What's your
Oh, no.
dice?
oh, it is 0 only, so just straight 20.
Oh,
That's all.
okay, we'll see what happens.
I mean, that's as menacingly as I can do, and then that's the limit. And then I'm going to run up, because I don't know where Lydia went off to. I'm going to run up beside Snow Moon, I guess.
Oh, okay. Furia's charging up. That brings us back to you, Snow Moon.
So if I were to briefly drop what I have, the shards in my hand, and then pick them back up later, would that cost me an action at all, or?
So you mean just dropping them onto the ground and then picking them back up?
Yeah, because I want to use my crossbow, if possible.
I'd say it'll use your bonus action to do that, to set him down, pull out your crossbow, shoot it, start it, and then pick him back up.
Okay, all right. So having heard this fellow yell, I'm going to turn around, standing right where I am, and drop the shards I have, and take out my crossbow and fire a bolt in his direction.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll for me. And Matt, am I still cracking out for you for the audio? Or just
No,
message
not in
just
a
went?
while. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that's a 3 on the dice. So that's a 5 to hit.
And now as you fire off, you hear thump as it sticks into the side of the gazebo.
I just all right, and then he'll just gather up the shards, and I'll just use my movement to start heading closer to the ship.
Okay. As you continue on the way, brings us on to this. There. Okay. Off in the distance to the west, you can hear some cursing. Seems like more people are falling.
I mean, we did make it snow outside there. Yeah.
That will bring us over to Art.
I'm still running.
Okay.
Now noticing the large bear, but noticing the lack of Lydia as well, but they're just getting out of there.
Okay, so he'll bring us over to him. And he is still over there just shouting out to anyone who will listen at this point. And you want to, is he, it's going to take a couple of steps down, get a little ways further away from that storm. And rather than chasing down, pulls out his own crossbow and is taking a shot off at Snow Moon to repay the one that he just took at him.
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, that is going to hit. That's a 19 on the die.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a 22 to hit.
Mhm.
Ouchie.
So that is... Where is right up here. Why am I digging down there? Okay, no, you are not loving me tonight. That is 2 points of piercing damage.
He just shrugs off the bolt as it hits him, but doesn't really have much of an impact.
Okay, and that brings us to Furia, to Lydia. Maybe one of the knights. And I think Lydia is muted.
Oh, I'm gonna reappear. Because it's the start of my next turn. And then I'm just gonna run and dash.
Oh, okay.
So that's 40 feet, and then I get an extra 20.
Yeah. You guys, I think you guys are just about all going to be not out of his range by the end of this run.
Okay.
Unless someone does something unknown. Furia, what would you be doing?
I would also be running as fast as my bare legs can carry me off the field.
Okay, so that'll bring you out. Snowmoon, you still just sprinting?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep sprinting.
Okay, so Art, you are basically the actually, let me, just to be on the safe side, let me make their
Oh no!
quick check. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so yeah, that even still can't get all the way out of the storm yet. So as you hear a couple more curses, and then someone else is shouting something, but it's hard to make it out. It's coming from within that like heavily blowing wind and just freezing sleet that summons. That brings us to you, Artemis. Seems to be a large gentleman behind you shooting crossbow bolts now, and the rest of your party is just running off down the road.
I duck my head to make myself even more diminutive and keep running.
Okay, so with that, for this purposes, we're out of initiative.
Thanks.
This guy is not going to keep giving chase. As you guys are charging down away from him.
Bod! Excuse me, Sir Cat.
Let me just see here. You guys, he has, he's coming up. I'm just trying to see. Oh, that's what is the current. Oh, come on. Click. Okay, so yeah, so he can basically get off in the next couple of rounds. Basically, he's going to take 3 shots at disadvantage at random targets as you guys are running. He's just standing here and just keeps shouting back as Lydia keeps having the storms. Let me see. Out of the 4 of you, he's going to have 3 chances. Okay, so first one's going to Lydia. Second one going to Lydia. Okay. Apparently he really doesn't like you. I rolled 3 2s on this thing.
Okay.
So, okay, 3 shots, all with disadvantage coming towards you over the next, basically as you guys are just running down, getting down towards your ship.
I guess he just really doesn't like people that can go invisible.
Sorry,
So,
but not really.
first one's a 15.
Nope.
You are lucky he had disadvantage. It's a nat 20 and a 10.
Ooh.
Third one is a 10 again. So yeah, all 3 is, as you guys are running, you can hear thum, thum, and just crossbow bolts sticking in the ground. One hits a tree a little ways off to the side of you. But as you guys continue to make down, it doesn't seem like he's giving chase to you. And eventually you start making your way back down the long sort of winding path back down towards the south. And you can see as you start getting close to your ship, Lydia, you can immediately realize what the captain meant. So when you guys sort of pulled alongside this dock, you just sort of dropped anchor at the tail end of it.
Mm-hmm.
This other ship that has come in, so basically the dock sticks out like this and you guys parked right here. Somebody else is basically pulled in front of you and is parked along the side of the dock. So the only way to really get out is for you to just start sailing and ram into the back of this ship and sort of scrape off it to get back out to the open sea.
Well, crap.
As you're heading down, you don't see any, there don't seem to be any guards, like any guards posted along the road or down towards the dock. As you get down there, you do notice the kids aren't down fishing down by the dock like they were when you guys arrived a couple of hours ago. What are you guys doing? Just charging down the dock towards the ship, or?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess we should get on our ship first and then
get on
figure
our
out what to
ship.
do.
And, yeah, if Art is lagging behind, I'll either try to pick them up or, stoop low enough so they could clamber on my back as I run quite fast.
Yeah, if everyone's dashing, you guys would slowly be leaving Art a little bit behind, unfortunately.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I try to scoop them up.
Okay.
Yeah, easy enough for you to pick up and grab Art. Make it so you guys are traveling along. As you get down to the dock, all of you go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Well, plus 7 is 19.
And a 16 for me.
Oh, okay.
For me.
18.
And what was yours, Sphere?
15.
Oh, okay. So all of you notice as you're starting to, and again, just full sprint past the along this dock path. The first thing you notice is on the front of this ship, unlike yours from the couple of times you guys have been back and forth walking past it, this thing has a large, again, probably about, as you're passing and get right up next to the ship, at this point it's probably about 2.5, 3 feet wide, and then tapers off to a fine, although slightly rounded point at the end. What looks to be basically spear tip on the front of this ship. It seems to be wood at the ship, and then at the end of it is coated in metal. Lydia, you would recognize this as you would have run into ships and seen this before. This is something that pirates and other unsavory characters will use to basically sail directly into the side of a ship and drive this spike into it, basically preventing the ship from getting to be able to get away. And given its height, depending on what the weather is like, it could cause a ship to end up being flooded and sink. So you are pretty sure that this is not a ship that was sent by any reputable like naval force or government agency.
Does the ship have a flag on it?
It does not have a flag of anything that you can notice at this point.
Okay.
Sails seem to be sort of a slightly tattered off-white, like an ivory creamish sort of color to it. It looks to be standard sails, but no flag or it. You see that? I guess I'll call it like the windsock flag, that little tiny pennant that basically is only there to give you a better idea of the wind direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing they're flying at the moment.
Right.
And as you're charging by, you do start to hear voices on the deck. Hey, look, people! Holy shit, I'm back! And you can hear noise as you guys are running past. You manage to get to the end, though, up the gangplank, and you can see the captain and the crew are there. Immediately upon your up, people start pulling up the gangplank. What are you doing?
Just looking for trouble and seeing what the captain was talking about. Besides the other ship. Oh, physically we're blocked in, or are they like?
Yeah, it's basically. You guys
okay.
are.
I thought that they had like people on our boat or something like that. Okay.
No, it's literally is. You guys just sort of pulled and just sat your boat at the end of the dock, expecting to be the only ones there. This other ship pulled in and said, "Okay, well, we got to set up dock 2," and it's just basically pulled in front of you. It's like you parked regular, and some asshole just parked their car in the front of yours.
Right,
now you're stuck in the parking
okay.
spot.
Okay.
So again, you shouldn't. As you come in and you look, and the captain says, "Oh, wait, we might be able to just drop sail and get out," but she sort of very attempted to be subtle, but is about as subtle as a truck going like this at the other ship. And you can see, much like you guys have a couple of ballistas on your ship, the one that's parked in front of you looks to have 3 on either side.
Great.
As we ran past the ship, did we notice like how it was docked? Like, did it drop anchor, or did it like tie itself to the? Did they tie the boat to the dock?
You did see, as you were running by with your check, you did see one small rope coming down towards the front end of the ship down to the dock. But given what the captain said when you guys were still on the boat before you guys disembarked, you'd be pretty sure that they probably have an anchor down on the other side as well, as this dock is not well built enough to. It's not made to hold up. It won't keep your boats from just getting pushed around by the waves.
Oh, thank you for the bits.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hyde. I gotta reset my screen
Mr.
so I can see
Hyde?
the chat. Welcome.
How
going to
long
pop-
is it? Sorry.
I'm gonna pop out of bear form and point at the front of the other ship. It's like, what's that for? Is that what I think it's for?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
it is.
sorry, Hart. I forgot. You
You're
were
the
there.
worst.
I was wondering how long the other ship was. 60 feet, maybe?
In terms of length? Oh, bloody hell.
Yes.
Well, let this be a lesson for you, DMs. Always keep your tools open, because your players will ask you some weird ass crap.
Here,
that you
basically,
didn't
I want to cast Gust of Wind. And try to move
Lydia.
it.
What's the front of that ship for?
It's to ram our ship or other ships that come in the way.
Now, is it strange or just me? Do governments usually employ
No.
ships like that? And they're
No,
not
and they would
flying
have a flag. Yes, they would have a government flag. I fear something bad's happening, but I'm
And
not sure what.
And I remember just now when I looked through the window, they did not seem to be wearing government or capital uniforms. They did not have a crest.
Neither do we.
Right, but we're not government. But you
So
know they're. I mean, they could be pulling the same thing we did.
Then maybe they can help the cave people too. Because we
I
kind of left
doubt
them.
they're those sorts of people.
Me too, but that's what I'm going to tell myself in my head because we left those cave people all by themselves.
I have a feeling that they're after the same thing we are.
Good thing got it first.
When we better find a way to get off this island quick before
But
we
I'm
run
also
into them.
worried. What's going to happen to the guy that's on their ship?
So
Do we want to see what that's about? Or do we just want to skedaddle?
I think we should just leave, but that's my
To your
opinion.
opinion.
So, Lydia, to answer your question, it is about 70 feet long.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to move it, maybe, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's...
What's the point of gust of wind except for putting out a lot of candles?
Clouds
mean-
of poison.
Ah, that's a good idea. We should do that sometime. Let's see.
I noticed there was a rope tying the ship to the dock. Maybe if we cut that rope loose and you tried to move it with your wind, maybe it would be enough
I
just
don't
to give us
think-
clearance.
Anchors are a thing, but
Yeah.
I do feel bad leaving the people in the hands of whatever these people are. And if
Me
they're
too.
what we came in, when we were in, inside the turtle, I don't really like the outcome that this town might have.
The captain's just looking across the group of you. Well, I say this is more your area than mine. We can either leave and sort of gives a little like, or
They
we
might
can
have
go
treasure on
and
their
try
ship
to,
if they're bandits.
Yes, and their ship is a bit larger than ours and seems to have a few more armaments on it.
Great, Captain.
Some very pokey bells and whistles.
More ballista than we'd have.
Alright.
Ew, even just for that reason alone, that might be worth it.
How do we do this then?
Well, we don't even know how many of them there are.
Well, I'm
We-
assuming
We saw about 7 go into town. Then 2 came back with some looked to be highborn. There's a piss out
that would
whining.
be the town leader.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, isn't much better than the bandits, but I rather would like to care for the rest of the town. Well, I think we should leave this relic here to make sure it's safe. Lydia, Snowmoon did grab the right one, yes?
Oh, let me
Looks like-
just check to see how long that would last.
I think it's 10 minutes?
Doesn't say, so yes. I will guess that it's 10 minutes.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Detect magic? Yeah, detect magic's 10 minutes.
Yeah, so as Stonemoon's holding up these 3 pieces, you can see that one of the 3 is a small, somewhat oval disc. Looks to be about maybe 2.5 feet long.
Mhm.
And as you're looking at it, in the top of it, there are 2 small circular recesses on one side of it. And it is glowing brilliantly.
Okay. Yes, that would be it. Got it. Good job,
This one?
Snowmoon. Yep.
Okay. Should we? So what are we?
Stow it below decks and
Yep.
see about taking these guys out.
Get
Oh.
Fabio to hide
Okay.
it, and then
Maybe not. Not
Yes,
after him calling out my name in broad daylight in
Right,
the last
right.
town.
After the cat kicking incident, almost. Okay.
Oh, I was fine. I was,
Yeah, so I'll stow it below deck, like in my sleeping quarters. And also, I want to keep one of the like just regular shards. I want to like keep it on my person,
Oh,
just like as a potential decoy if we get into a hairy situation.
Good idea.
Oh, okay. The captain looks over as Snowman runs down and then brings up the other piece back. So, what is the plan?
I guess we're going to start some trouble over on the other ship.
more trouble than we've already caused. Do you guys think we should
Time
start
to
on the
rest.
ship?
I don't know if we
Yeah,
A short rest.
that's
No,
a long
okay.
I think-
time.
either leave now and we can rest, or if we plan to go back off deck, I think we don't have time for a rest.
That's fine. I'll
I
be
don't
fine.
think we have time.
Okay.
I'd rather go to them than them come to us. But...
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
So, boat first or town first?
Probably boat. I
Boat.
don't want to risk us running past the boat again and more people coming back. We might as well pick them off while they're there. That sounds
Agreed.
dark. Hmm.
Pirates.
These don't seem to be
Thank-
savory fellows, so
Technically, yes, I suppose.
So, up for some sneaking and seeing what we can do?
Need a rogue.
Okay.
Hey, has anybody seen Will? Speak of that.
Like, the
look up
captain
for
turns
the
around
crow's
and
nest.
shouts something back, and somebody starts scurrying up the
Speaking of
scurrying up
rogues,
the netting. And then after a couple of seconds, they get up there. Hey, Captain, we got a problem! And you hear a scream.
What
As
kind
you
of
watch
scream?
as somebody is bodily tossed out of the crow's nest
What?
and starts free falling
I can't do anything about that.
and
really neither can I.
lands on the deck.
Oh no.
And this individual is. So I can get a roll some dice
How
here.
high is that?
It's the tall crow's nest. It's tall.
That is, yeah.
60 feet?
50
Hopefully
feet,
that
yeah,
person
50
took a
feet.
couple levels of monk. They'll be fine.
As the body hits the ground and crumbles.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
I'm running
60
over.
feet up. I did not roll below a 4 on any single die.
Oh dear.
There was no way that, unfortunately, they were going to survive that. They had a chance. Not with that roll.
Jeez.
As you go running over to it, you see what looks to be a somewhat young dwarvish boy. Lands on the ground and, again, laying there, clutched in their hand, looks to be a small piece of parchment.
I'll tug it out.
Okay. As you pull it out and start to open it, it looks to be a note. And it is from William. It just says, right, sorry, I paid this one 10 gold pieces to ride into the next port and just smoke and make people think I was there. I'm not leaving this city without being able to find Jackie.
Oh,
Can't believe you people would leave without her, but c'est la vie. Perhaps once I found my sister, we'll run into each other again. And just very sort of eloquently signed at the bottom, Sweet William.
Darn it, William. Jack's not in the city.
Oh, that's another pickle.
And the captain looks down. Deal with his transgressions later. Now we need to deal with the ship or our departure.
Ship.
yeah, let's go for the ship.
Alright.
Ship.
All right.
So from where we're situated, we can get at best one of our ballistas firing on it. So what I'll do is, she snaps her finger a couple of times. Then one of the crew members goes over and they pull out the first bolt, start loading the ballista. Once you have made your move onto the deck, basically I will have them fire a shot over. And it takes about 6 seconds to reload. So just be mindful, as long as you have people up on the main deck or above you, we can keep taking shots at them until they're dealt with.
Keep that in mind. Support is appreciated.
How do you plan to get over there?
Legs. I'm out of wild shapes.
Well, if we're planning to board, I guess we might as well just...
Anybody
Sorry,
got
guys.
some rope and some...
I'll be right back. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing.
No
do
worries.
they have a gangplank up to their boat?
Yep.
Let's just
Let's
walk
just-
in.
yeah.
Sneak up.
Are there people like
Agreed.
on the deck right now that we can see, or
Go ahead and make a perception check from here. You guys did hear some voices before, but you're not 100% sure. Like, you know that they noticed people running by, but you don't really know where they were. Now you're up on even level with them.
oh my gosh, math. 22.
Oh, okay. So yeah, from where you are situated, you can definitely see that there are currently 3 people on the deck. It seems to be one up on top in the crow's nest.
I'm good at climbing. I could, climb up the side. But I also don't really like getting wet.
How
Okay.
far away would the crow's nest be from, say, me?
Okay, so if we go... We'll call that...
Not even the crow's nest. It could be like the main mast where it like is
So the
located on.
crow's nest, from if you're standing right at your crow's nest, I'll say ballpark somewhere between 100 and 120 feet.
Oh, that sounds about right. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it's basically from where you are currently situated, going from your main mast down the gangplank to theirs would be about 40 feet. And then about 20 feet up to theirs is they're basically parked on the narrow part side of the dock. So estimating that at about 50 feet and then 60 feet up. That's from where you are. Basically, you could hit the crow's nest, I'll say, is probably 120. Anywhere as you come down, it's just going to drop. You drop 10 feet below it, and we'll say that's 110 or 105, something like that.
Okay.
I can always shoot from here, but I'd rather be over there with you guys.
So what is our plan? Are we going to try and talk with them, or are we just going to run on with weapons brandished?
I
I
don't
doubt-
think talking is good.
I don't think talking will work.
Then
Well, if you're planning on taking their ship, typically a sword works better than a word, but...
well, are we
Besides, if
we
they're
trying to
out...
take the ship or just move it out of the way?
No, we're taking it.
No, we're taking it.
Okay.
And if they're after the same thing we are, they're bad news anyway, and I'd rather have less of them to worry about.
I don't think we should go right up the gangplank, but you know,
I don't have any other way to get on there.
Yes.
are we
I mean, if we-
are we close enough to like run off the like tip of our ship and like jump cool and like old-fashionably onto the ship? Probably.
Yeah,
not.
they're literally blocking you. So if you guys ran to the front end of your ship, again, you'd have to make a dexterity check, because you would literally be going from the front of the ship onto a nautical terms, not my friend. You guys have that slight like that one bar of wood that sort of comes out that the sails tie onto at the end. So
At the
not
bow?
as, Huh?
The bow?
Sure.
Okay.
No idea if
I
that's what
don't
it's called, but we'll run with it.
I have no
Basically,
idea.
it sticks out about 10 or 12 feet beyond the last meeting point where you can stand, and has some of the rigging comes down, ties onto that to keep the sails in a specific way. So you would have to run along that. Once you get to the end of that, as long as you maintained your footing, it would be, you wouldn't even have to make an athletics check. You could literally almost just step onto their boat at that point.
I say we should do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, if you're confident in your footwork,
I am
maybe
not.
some of the less agile people could go the gangplank way, and the more agile people could go the fancy way.
I'd be comfortable walking the gangplank, if it's easier to have at least one of us walk on that way.
I'll walk the gangplank too. I'm not that jetty on small surfaces.
Okay, so Lydia and I will walk on the gangplank. Art and Furia, you can
I mean,
walk
Art,
on
if
from
you
the
fall,
bow there.
I can try to catch you, but no promises.
No worries. We'll see what happens. I have some plans up my sleeves.
Oh, sleeves, that's good.
So should we
I-
wait? Once we walk up, should we wait for you two to?
I'd say if you get an opportunity, I'd say go for it.
Yes.
Okay.
We might. I mean, we can see you. I'm sure we can see the gangplank from the bow of the ship.
Yeah.
So we could sort of coordinate to run up sort of the same time.
Okay.
All right, team. Let's go.
Let's
Okay,
go.
so we've got the teams splitting up. Okay,
We
and
can
it's-
still see each other.
yeah, it's-
Within shouting distance.
This doesn't count.
Okay, now are you guys trying to do this stealthy, or are you just going in loud and proud?
I mean, walking right up the gangplank. I mean, there's no other way to do that but loud and proud. I think so.
Okay,
I would try to stealth as much as I could,
Art.
using the other guys as a distract.
I'll try, but I'm also a small gnome with pink hair that's going to be jumping from a ship to another ship.
Okay, so go ahead, for Fury and Art, go ahead and make your stealth checks for me.
16.
Okay, and actually, if you want, you can both have advantage on this. Is basically the minute those two footsteps start hitting the gangplank, heads are going to turn to see who's coming on to the boat. So you guys will have a little bit of a distraction.
No, my other one was a 5, so I'll take the 16.
I have a 19.
Hey, there we go. Okay, so as the two of you start creeping up towards the bow and start creeping out along this pole, both Fury and Art, I need you to make dexterity. No, we'll call it dexterity checks for me.
Mm-mm-mm.
17.
Thank you very much for hanging out with us, Mr. Hyde. Thank you for the bits. It will definitely be interesting to see how this plan comes out.
I would definitely be going behind Art to see if I need to catch them. And I might need to by that look.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Oh, that's a big natural 1.
Okay, yes, Art is starting to fall. Go ahead and make a dexterity save, Fury, and see if you can try to
Gosh.
catch Art.
It's a saving throw or just straight dexterity?
Which is better for you?
Actually, they're both the same. Come to,
Oh, that's
come to
6-1.
look at it. So that's a 16.
Okay, that is just enough. So as Art goes to slip off and fall, it seems like you were anticipating this and just had your hand ready. As Art goes, you just managed to grab onto their shoulder and get them situated back upright. But,
Oh, thank you.
and you are able to make it right to the end as Lydia and Snowmoon start coming up the gangplank. And all four of you start to hear, "Hey, they ain't you back yet, someone's coming." and you hear a couple of footsteps take a couple of steps towards the gangplank.
Oh boy.
And Lydia Snowman, as your head starts to basically crest over that point so you can see what you're dealing with, that's where we're going to head and take tonight's break.
Go!
So we'll be back in just about, somewhere between 3 to 7 minutes as we fill up our drinks, utilize facilities, whatever we might need to do. So don't go anywhere. This is definitely about to get interesting.
Oh,
Thank you for being with us, and we'll be back real soon.
Mm.
I was writing.
welcome back, everyone. Our party has decided that they are going to attempt to claim this wonderful new ship that has arrived on the horizon. Well, not on the horizon, sort of parked right in front of them, but hey, to each their own. So with that being said, bear with me just another quick moment here. I'm just grabbing our location for our players here. Let's see what they are working with. Hadn't really planned on a ship heist happening this evening, so there we go. Okay, and with that, players, I'm going to bring you over somewhere. So you can see what you're dealing with. Now, our players, where are we? Okay, so we have... Oh, really? Come on, thing. Okay, so we have Artemis. Oop. Jumbo Artemis. Let's try that again. Okay, so we have Artemis and Furia jumping on the backside. And Snowmoon and Lydia, how would you guys be marching on up that gangplank coming in over here?
Very forcefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sternly walking, marching, whatever Snowmoon wants to do, I'll follow.
Yeah,
Just as
I'll-
once, though. Just as once.
Okay. Then we're gonna go. These. Okay, so right as all of you start popping up here, then we're going to go. Token. Oop, nope. Token. There we go. So you have. A couple of individuals you can see here. Why are you not pasting where I tell you to? There we go. And you all can hear there is one other person up in the crow's nest.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to, for memory's sake, we get some wings or something on here. Yeah, there we go, wings. Showing they're up high. So that's what you all see as you jump on. Immediately as Snowman and Lydia started walking up, the one directly in front of you and the one up above starts making steps like they're going to be moving around to come down. I need you to all go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Mhm.
No.
Damn, I wish. Let me see.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same
No.
with me, geez. Triple my actual roll.
No.
Okay, so that is... Okay. Where'd you go? Okay. And we have... Okay. So we're going to have them all run together. And then... Oh, I need my other... There we go. Sure. Okay, you're... Alrighty then. So, unfortunately, this person has no idea that anything's going on yet because no one has shouted out a warning. So, we are going to jump headfirst into this thing. Okay. So, for the first round is everyone's sort of looking at the two of you. Furia and Art. I'll say the two of you have not been seen as of yet. So I will give you guys a surprise attack round if you choose to use it.
Can I see the guy in the crow's nest? Do I think I would have a clear arrow shot at him?
I won't say clear. You can see him as he is sort of, from where you're situated, he's sort of bent over and looking down a little bit. He does have a little bit of cover, but you do have enough of a line of sight that if you want to take a shot, you could do so.
Yeah, I try to take a shot at him. I move a little bit away from Art, just because I don't... If they're not doing anything, I don't want to draw attention to them. And I would take a shot at the guy up top.
Okay. So keep in mind, so he's 30 feet over from where you are and 60 feet up.
I have a longbow, which the short range is 150 feet.
Oh, yeah. No, I mentioned more. I noticed Art
Okay.
measuring it out, just where you guys are both sort of have this instant moment where everyone's sort of going, hey, and completely doesn't notice you guys jumping over. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
18.
Okay, so let's see. I'm pretty sure even... Oh, yeah, even with the added, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Four.
Okay. And Art, anything you would be doing?
Yeah, I would like to pop off a firebolt in his direction.
Same guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. Do. 15? Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, and even with the cover, that'll do it. So go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. Exciting. Are you kidding me? Okay. It's 2d10, right? Yeah. At level 5.
Think so.
I got 10s on both.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll a percentile. Give me a D100.
I'll do it through here.
Okay. For the odds games.
Oh dear.
See who
Oh.
this is either this has a chance to be very amusing. And you won. Okay, as you watch, as this arrow sails up and slams into the shoulder of this individual. Actually, I forgot to put that back on. And then as the arrow is in, this person also stands up straight and turns as this firebolt slams into the bottom of their neck. You watch as this bristly, black, greasy beard starts to catch in the flame drop as the person stumbles backwards and falls.
Oopsie.
60 feet straight down. And that is a 4 on the die for the dexterity save for the person that they are about to land on.
I look
So-
over at Art like wide-eyed as this is happening. Like, you can do that.
Art,
Art's looking at their like magical orb that they use as their focus. They're like, I could do that.
do me a favor, Art. Roll 6d6.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Math. 22 altogether.
As he falls and screams, everyone looks up for a second, and you watch as this body careens to the ground, lands on top of this gentleman, crushes him, and the other two turn back and forth, and you're... Anybody speak Dwarvish? You hear something
no.
that's shouted,
No.
and all of you can start to hear noise from downstairs now.
Oh.
Huh. Okay, I said okay. This is too beautiful. Roll a percentile. If you roll higher than me, this guy's going off to the side, and based on the angle, you two shooting like this, he's gonna topple right on top of somebody if this happens. You rolled a 21, I rolled a 14. It's like, okay. Somebody wants 2 people to die with 2 shots, so hey. That brings us to the top of the order, and now somebody has been alerted. So you
Now
can
that
hear...
the fight has actually started.
Now you hear... Start charging up the stairs from underneath. And after a couple of moments, it takes their full movement and action to do this. But you get, where are...
I'm not a shit wizard.
You get... person. I'm going to use your token because you are convenient. I did not set up a token for the other person to do. Just a second here. Toss them out here. And get their right stats put in there. So you see... very well-built, again, hair, very, what looks to be slicked back hair, but then this very dark red and black bandana tied behind the head. Long, very, what's the word? I guess I'll call it manicured beard. Comes down, straight edges, and then juts forward and comes into a point. A lot of beard wax in this guy. So he comes charging in and just starts looking around. But can't do anything because had to dash to get up onto the deck. And that'll bring us to the top of the order when the first ballista shot from your ship comes over on initiative count 20. Give me just a second to grab... Actually, no, I'm going to have... each one of you roll as we go through. So, Kaplan, do me a favor, roll a d20 for me. As I find my ballista thingy.
15.
Okay. There we go. Not that. No, there we go. So you rolled a 15 on the die?
Yes.
Okay, roll 3d10 for me.
Go for the 30.
I don't really think this is going to matter, but...
That's 16 total.
Okay, as this fires off, and yet another one falls.
Yeah.
A ballista bolt slammed into it. And that brings us over to Furia.
I'm still quite astonished that like 3 people are dead and nothing has even happened yet. I'm gonna line up a shot to. I know he's probably below me at the moment. The guy that just walked out.
Yeah, he is.
Bandana.
You'd probably have to get closer. He's probably about 7 or 8 feet below you. You really wouldn't have a good line of sight unless you get right up next to the one beside you.
All
On
right.
the same
So
level
I
of
would
deck as you.
take the shot at the closer guy then.
Oh, okay. Again, same thing, longbow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a 16.
That'll hit. Let's go ahead and roll some damage.
Nine piercing damage.
Okay, he is still on his feet, but he is looking very rough. That managed to stick in his... He had just, looked up, saw this happen, turned, and then turned back towards you, and now has an arrow sticking out of his shoulder right next to his throat.
And I'm gonna shoot him, and then I'm gonna hi.
Okay. And that will bring us over to them. And you start to hear more footsteps downstairs starting to charge up. And they are... No, don't. Let's see if I can use you. So, of course, you're going to break with that. So give me a second. Let me take the X off you. Okay, so we have... Oh, really? Okay. So we have 3 coming out of this side and 2 more coming out over here. He's on the lower level. I'm just going to leave him there for now. This guy, after being shot by you, is actually going to come running over towards you and is going to make a shove attack to try to push you off the back of the boat.
Okay.
So let's see here. Okay, 20 here. Okay, so... And I don't think that's going to do it. Let me check what their modifier is. Yeah, he runs up, gets his arm up, and goes to push, and just slams into you. His left arm hits you hard, but that right arm where the arrow stuck into, just barely even makes contact, and it doesn't seem like he's got anywhere near what he needs to actually get you moving.
It's not nice to shove a lady. As I recover from the shock of him trying to push me off the boat.
And that'll bring us over to Lydia.
Lydia is going to say, everyone, chillax. And cast Calm Emotions.
Okay.
Centered on this bossy fellow. And it's a 20-foot radius up and down, so it would go under deck too, because it's a sphere.
Okay, let's see here.
So if there are guys like in the stairwell, I'd want to get them too. and I'd say give them an indifference about creatures of your choice that is hostile towards. So I'd make them all not hostile towards our party.
Okay. So so that means you and Snowmoon have to make the save as well.
That's fine.
That's basically everybody except for Furia and Artemis need to make the
Nice.
save.
I just made it
Charisma
15.
save.
Yep, 15. And I just made it.
Actually,
That's an 11 for me.
You are not hostile. Sorry. Towards members of our party, though.
And what is it?
So it
Sorry?
shouldn't really do.
it's Lydia's trying to calm everybody down. And
What
this-
check was it? Sorry.
Oh, you don't have
charisma,
to.
but you don't have to make it. You're not in the.
Okay.
At
So
a
let's see
range.
here.
But it was so I'm just not hostile towards our own party, right? That's basically what it does to me.
Right. It's basically you're sort of indifferent at the moment.
Even like against.
No, towards your own party.
Oh, okay.
So you're not hostile towards them, but if one of them throws Lydia into the water, it's she's in the water. You're just sort of indifferent. You don't care at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, so these are saves. Okay. Okay. No. Oh, I forgot about him right next to you. There he is. Okay. So, I'm going to put a little marker next to a whole bunch of people because a whole bunch of them failed. And we will go with a nice sort of calming yellow color. Okay, as you reach out and sort of set this off, and actually, what I got to deal with them. There yet. See. Okay, so those guys are just going to chill out downstairs
Okay.
because actually we're going to just no, it's a smart thing. Copy one of the ones that already has a little token on it. Now we'll stick on the GM layer so that I remember they're down there, even though they are mighty chill at the moment. Okay, and that's concentration up to 2 minutes. Yeah, so as you go through, you can definitely feel it takes effect on a lot of people, but you do notice that the captain, the one standing behind the captain, and the one by Furia don't seem to be affected by it.
Okay, I will take a step behind Snowmoon, just so you know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, just so you guys are aware, the I'll just do my
'Cause it'll
his
end
free
if I
handing
get
again.
hit. Okay.
The gangplank you guys are dealing with comes down like this, 20 feet down, and the dock runs basically this way, just on the southern end of that red line.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Runs to about here, and this is where your ship is. Oh, that's hideous looking. I can't draw freehand with a mouse. Give me a deal. Break.
Okay.
So, that ends Lydia's go then?
Oh, I'm gonna move myself, sorry. Would I provoke an attack of opportunity if I moved, since they're calm?
Okay, you can choose one of the following two effects. You can express an effect. Make target indifferent about creatures of your choice. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, so at the moment it's indifferent, so it wouldn't, it's not going to make any attack against you. It doesn't care what you do.
Okay, I'm just gonna move back a little. Behind
Oh,
Snowmoon
okay.
a little. And that's my turn. Yep.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Snowmoon.
All right. So he feels his emotions suppressed a little bit towards his own party, but he still sees the pirates on the ship here as a threat. So he's going to move right in front of this closest one, and he's going to use his breath weapon attack, trying to hit all 3 of them in a line.
Oh, okay. So, and
So
that's
that
a
is a-
dexterity save from them, right?
Yes, a DC 13.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. So that is, what's their modifier? Okay, so the first 2 fail. Wait a minute, got one more there. Okay, third one makes it.
All right, so that'll be 8 for the first 2, and then 4 for the third one.
Okay,
Of 8 points of that's acid damage.
so 8 for the first 2. And 4 for the last one. And calm emotion is attacked or harmed. Yeah, so these guys are all now, well, all the ones that are on the deck. We just watch this Dragonborn just spray acid all over them and their friends, are no longer affected by the spell, but the ones underneath still are, as long as you maintain concentration. So that the first 2 that you hit look to be in very rough shape right now. The third one seems that you got a little bit, but it seems like it was mostly basically mostly sprayed off and dousing the other 2.
Okay.
And staying where you are.
Yeah, I'll stay right there.
Okay, so that's going to bring us over to Art.
I don't think I could follow up what I did. So these guys are all on deck, or there's some that are below?
You heard some movement a few minutes ago from underneath you, but it seems to have stopped at the moment.
Okay.
The 3 that are immediately in front of the captain and the 2 in that sort of L pattern,
Yeah.
they're down on, I guess I'll say you're on the top level. They're down like 7 or 8 feet
Oh, okay.
on the
Okay,
main deck. You guys are up where basically the navigation area is.
Right.
And then there's the 3 on the far side that you can see dripping with acid that are up against another doorway.
And is that one by Furia still?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay.
It looks like he was trying to push Furia off the boat, but that arrow that she sunk into his right shoulder seems to be hampering him.
Okay. I'll just pop off a magic missile. Yeah, just first level.
Okay.
At the guy that's bothering Furia.
Okay, so go ahead and roll some damage for me. As there is no save on his part, this just automatically hits.
Okay.
Oh man, I forgot to hit the transition button again. Sorry folks at home, I thought I had turned on our map and forgot to hit the transition button.
It's +1 for each dart, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 13.
Okay. You watch as this guy gets slammed by these multiple darts and just plummets, disappearing into the water.
Woohoo!
Okay, anything else you'd be doing?
Probably not. No.
Okay. So that brings us over to the captain. He's going to let's see here. Okay. Okay, so this guy is going to make a. Oh yeah, he can easily get there. It's going to charge up at Snow Moon. 5, 10, 15. Okay. Actually, never mind. It is not going to charge up. As you watch as he starts moving his hands, muttering to himself a little bit, and you watch as his form starts to change. And you watch as this person transforms into a rather large boar. Looks like a giant warthog, 2 tusks coming up out of the bottom lip pointed up. It looks over at Snow Moon. And that is going to be the end of its go. At the top of the order, that brings us another shot from the ballista from your ship. So, Sarah, do me a favor, roll a d20 for me.
Sure. That'll be a 19.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit. So go ahead and roll 3d10.
3d10. 1d10, 2d10. Where's my other d10? Clicky clack math dice say 17 points.
Okay. And do me a favor, roll a d6 for me.
Sure. 2.
Okay. As it slams in, Snowmoon whistling right beside your ear. You're as this massive bolt slams into the chest of this person, and he just sort of falls backwards and is basically at a 45-degree angle as this thing is sticking halfway out of his back. And he is dead in front of you. That'll bring us over to Furia.
Fury would like to conjure a tidal wave to cover basically everybody that's not part of my party. So it says 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 10 feet tall. So I like it to basically come over the side of the ship and do like basically from there to there.
Oh, okay.
Or there to there.
Okay, let's see here. And can you put the spell description in Roll20 for me? I'm not familiar with tidal wave.
Oh, it just rolls.
Oh, okay, I can pull it up here.
It's a dexterity saving throw, not prone type of spell.
Yeah, so that's gonna hit. Okay, well, for a lot of these guys, it doesn't even matter, so I'm not even gonna roll for them. Is it even? Max the. Good. Failed save. Yeah, half damage. So even half of that there, most of these guys aren't surviving, so. Okay, but the captain, on the other hand, he's actually going to make it. Okay, what's his dex bonus? Yeah, that's not bad. So he does make the save, so he's going to take some damage. Okay. You watch as the wave crashes over, and it seems like most of the most of the rank and file guys seem to have been dealt with. You do see the massive boar now has this water dripping off of them.
Remembering the guy shoving me, I am gonna step in a little bit. But that is my turn.
Okay, and that'll bring us over to the bandits who are currently... Yeah, we're gonna... You guys are making a lot of noise up here, so we're gonna make a collective intelligence check for them. That's a 1 and a 3. So yeah, they're still pretty cool down there. Apparently they're just hotboxing underneath the whole part of the ship here. That'll bring us over to... And actually, I'm gonna... Give me a second here, we're just gonna... So next time, because players should go before the baddies when tied for initiative. So, go ahead, Lydia. What would you be doing?
I would throw up a spiritual weapon
Oh, okay.
at that gentleman there, right next to him, and then I'd hit him.
Okay, and what does your spiritual weapon look like?
A kitty cat paw.
Okay, I don't think I have a paw handy, so we're just gonna do a fight.
One before, I think.
Yeah, I think it was just like a hand before.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, I got a creepy looking hand that looks like it's got talons, so why not?
Yeah, let's not. No. Okay, fine. Oh, that's not a kitty cat paw at all.
No, it's really not, but
Okay, so that's gonna
now
roll.
Lydia's got a spiritual weapon that you can move around.
Okay,
Go ahead and
cool.
make your attack roll.
Sure. Is that... Okay. Sorry, I had to find it on my sheet. That'll be a 15.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And 1d8 plus 4. So that'll be 8 damage. Force damage.
Okay.
And so that's a bonus action. So then I'm gonna try to
But,
Sacred
I'm sorry, how
Flame.
much force damage?
4. No, 8. 8.
Okay.
8. 4 plus 4, 8.
And then, what else would you be doing?
Sacred Flame.
Okay. So, Sacred Flame, do you need a line of sight for that?
Oh yeah,
So
you're
you'd
right.
have
I'm
to
down
come
a
up.
little.
Yeah, you'd have to move up to next Snow Moon to be able to see him.
That's fine. Can I do that? Can I move and then cast?
Of course.
Okay. So it's a dexterity save.
Okay. That is a 19 on the die.
Okay, no damage then.
Okay.
End turn.
So that brings us to the bandits who already went. So that brings us back over to Snow Moon.
All right. He's gonna charge right up next to the boar and shout, "Give me your best!" and draw his great sword.
Okay.
That's a 24 to hit.
And that'll hit.
That is 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Cars hit the bar and it just glares and is looking back at you.
Yeah, he'll just stand right there, staring back, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so he is going to take the risk because he thinks it'll be worth it. And with his movement speed, he can do it. So he's going to start to move away from you. So you do get the chance to use an attack of opportunity if you want to.
Yeah, I'll swing again.
Okay, let's go ahead and make your attack.
14 to hit.
Okay, 14 will hit.
Ooh. Uh, 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Okay. So basically what this boar does is it starts running up towards this direction, then charges over towards the stairs, oops, and then turns and charges straight back down towards you, Snow Moon.
Okay.
As it comes through, you watch as the head comes down, and it thrusts up, trying to gore you and knock you off the side of the boat.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, that's probably going to hit. What's the modifier on that? So that is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so first thing I need you to do is make a strength saving throw for me.
Okay. This I'm good at. 23.
Okay, so you manage to avoid getting knocked off the side of the boat and prone, but you do still take a chunk of damage here. Okay. Okay. So you take 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh dear.
All right. Oh boy, that's an 8.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's with a +5 too.
Oh no.
As it carves into you, you start getting a little sort of nauseous and twist to your stomach. But you seem to be able to... It seems to pass rather quickly for you.
Okay.
Oh wait, that... I skipped over Artemis. Art, what would you have done on your turn? I'm just going to throw him back over.
Attempt to make some bacon.
Okay. So let's hold that. I don't know if Art has anything that could necessarily destroy this individual. If Art kills him, may not have happened. So.
Okay.
Okay.
And I apologize, Art. I don't know how the hell I missed you.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, so what is Art's plan for making bacon?
Another token firebolt.
Oh, okay. She would probably have to move up somewhere along like this near here
Yes.
to be able to get line of sight down on him at the moment.
Right.
Because at this point, it's before he sort of ran around and charged into Snow Moon.
I forgot about that. Okay. That would probably be okay?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. 19?
Okay, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. Okay. 14.
Okay. He is still on his feet. So then we're going to fast forward. That's when Lost Pig does all his stuff, charges around. Then top of the order, that is going to bring us back to on the 20, your boat firing off another ballista. So Snow Moon, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 16.
Okay, so that's going to hit. So roll a 3d10.
19 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, and as you're now standing in front of him and watching this ballista bolt slam into the front side of this boar, you notice it doesn't seem to have as much effect as you were thinking it was about to. And that'll bring us over to Furia.
I didn't feel the same thing when I hit him with my sword, though?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Can I see the guy at this point? Or
Yeah,
do
at
I
this
need to
point you
move
can see him.
forward?
It's because he's charged around, so you've sort of got that. He's little past the stairway that leads down.
All right. I'm gonna say enough is enough of that, and I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on him
Hey,
Alrighty then.
because I remember it working quite well before.
Okay. So that means he's going to make a dexterity save at the start of his turn. What's your DC? He's going to make the roll
14.
now. 14, okay. Actually, can you put the spell in roll 20?
Oh, sorry, it's a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
I think I can, or it might just roll.
That's okay. Okay, Con, he's not terrible at those. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay. Disadvantage. Okay, that's still not horrible. What's your DC? You said 15?
14.
Okay, so that is good. A 16 in total, so he does make his save. So he will be taking half damage on the start of his turn, assuming he's still with us.
Right.
Okay.
Half of 13 would be the damage.
Okay, so it'll be 6 minutes. You know, we'll just do the 6 points now, so we don't forget to. Okay, and are you staying where you are? Are you moving?
I would be staying where I am.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Lydia then.
is going to hit it with the spiritual kitty paw.
Okay.
Or let's see. $17.
17 will hit. So go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay.
And we are just going to...
Where'd my D8 go? There we go. 8 points of damage again. Force damage.
Okay.
And then as my action, I want to cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay.
So that'll be a roll.
And that is a ranged attack, correct?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it would be a disadvantage where you're in melee unless you want to back away from him.
Yeah, I do want to back away anyway, so I'll take a swing.
Okay. So as you're backing away, he's going to try to take a swing at you with his tusks.
Or can I move up here and then go
Yeah,
up here or something like that?
Yeah, you can anywhere within your movement that you'd like to.
Okay, so I was
And
here.
that
So
is-
1, 2.
Okay, so that is a 19 to hit you.
That'll hit. So
Okay. Unfortunately, he doesn't get his running start, so it's quite as much damage. Okay, so that is 11 points of slashing damage.
okay,
And I need you to make a constitution save for me.
sure. 19.
Okay.
Oh, 19 plus something too. So.
Yeah, no, it's... You get a slight tickle for a second, but it seems to pass almost immediately.
Okay. Okay, and so if I move up there, will I be able to see him?
Oh yeah,
Where
you
I
can
am?
still see him.
Okay. I want to cast the guiding bolt.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for that, and that is a 12 plus 7, a 19.
Okay. So that is going to hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, that's 46 plus anything. Sorry, I don't cast it often. No, just 46. Okay, so it's 6, 10. Nice roll, me. 12. 17 points of radiant damage.
Heck
So how do you
Heck
want to
yeah.
do this?
Yeah! He hit me. I'm gonna go pew and a ball of light's gonna pew out of my fingers and like go towards it and rotate and get bigger and bigger and go and just engulf him in like this radiant light.
Okay. So as this individual collapses on the ground in front of you, you watch as the boar... Wait, how much damage was that?
17?
17, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to make sure. Because things. Okay. And as it collapses, you watch as the boar melts away. And you're left looking at the very still, very lifeless body of the captain.
Okay.
Anything else you'd be doing on your turn?
Oh, I got hit. I gotta make a con saving throw for something.
Yeah, for calm emotions.
Yeah, okay. Let me do that before I forget. 14, I'm good.
Okay, you're good. So speaking of them, as they're still hearing all this ruckus upstairs, we're going to make one last save. If they know enough to come up, it'll be continuing on. If they fail this save, it'll be you guys are out of encounter. Okay. So they are still nice and calm down there. So you guys are out of encounter at this point.
Nice.
Lydia, you would know that you would know from when your spell went off that there are others still here. That you felt
Guys.
your spell affect.
Yep.
But at the
Guys,
moment,
there
you
are others
heard
still
about-
here. Don't know if we want to tell them what's right or not, which means that we commandeering their ship.
Is there somebody on deck of our ship that I could yell to just say, you know, everybody on deck is dead, we're going to blow to see what's going on?
Yeah, easy enough. There's a couple of people on there. Again, most of them seem to be watching for the gangplank than anything else. You've got the couple of guys near the front, so you just got a little nod and a wave from them.
So they don't have to be looking for a new target and, you know, on deck and anything. As my moonbeam fades, I'd like to go check over the captain to see if he has anything on him. And I'd also like to take his red headband.
Oh, okay. So, go ahead and make an investigation check. As you go
Well,
and
I
say,
rolled a 2, so I don't know. Even if I add something to it, it's probably not very good.
yeah, so easy enough for you to grab the
Yes,
headband.
It's a 2.
Now that he's back in his humanoid form, you see he does have a rather large maul on him. That's really all you notice.
Anybody use mauls? I sort of try to pick it up and I pretend it's super, super heavy.
I don't know if I use mauls. Hold on, let me look it up. Weapons.
But I stow the bandana in my pack. And look for the door to below.
Heavy, two-handed. What am I using now? I think I'm using a warhammer. I am, but it's one-handed. Never mind, I can't use it. Nope.
Okay.
Although it is magical, I might change. That'd be cool. I'll look at it later. Could you grab it? I say all this accent.
I will. I will open up the bag of holding and just plop the maul in there
Okay.
for later's.
So you've got
I didn't
another
find my-
couple of seconds before that spell ends, Lydia.
Okay.
Somebody else might want to check them out. I didn't find much, but we should head down below. Get rid of the rest of them.
Yeah, Lydia, could you tell how many were below deck? Yeah, did
Would
you
I
get
be
an
able
idea?
to, would I be
Uh,
able to know exactly or not?
Not really, no.
No.
Okay.
You,
I
you
didn't-
just know that you know that when you cast a spell, you know that you affected a group of people, and you know that you felt as you reached out and basically just washed those emotions away, you felt you basically felt that release of emotion from within the ship as well. But it's no idea. It could be one just very pissed off, massive, angry guy, or it could be 300 gnomes in a bad mood.
Oh, okay. Between 1 and 300.
Okay, well, I guess let's head down and be prepared for a fight.
Okay, you go first.
Sure. I'll head down pretty quickly.
Okay.
Would my spiritual weapon be able to come with us too? Is that okay? Or...
Yeah, it's a bonus action. You can move it 30 feet, so.
Okay, I'll try to move it with us for the next minute or so.
Oh,
or
okay.
a couple seconds, or a couple rounds, I mean. If not,
Yeah.
that's fine.
No, you
We're
can
heading
bring it
down. I'll be following behind.
Yeah.
I'll get a second.
Mm-hmm.
Art, you falling down as well, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, as you head down, you see that there are 6 additional crew members.
Okay.
All of them just sitting in their bunk, hands folded on their lap, sort of like this, just very slowly, just sort of rocking back and forth a little bit.
Okay.
Well, we should strike now while they're still calm.
Yep.
That's probably
And
a
I-
horrible idea.
Well, we came to take the ship, didn't we?
Maybe we
And
could
we
have
don't-
passengers or crew members or indentured servants. I don't know, but it
That's
seems kind of
better.
cruel.
Indentured
Seems kind of
servants.
cruel.
Do these guys have weapons on them that we can see?
Yes, as you're looking at them, each one of them has a scimitar hanging on their right side, and on their left side, light crossbow.
Why don't we just tie them up?
Lydia, we want to get rid of these people. They're going to be following us everywhere.
Why don't we
Besides,
leave them on the island?
they have weapons. No, because then they're going to harass the town people. And I take out my longbow and I shoot one of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I take out my great sword as well and go for the nearest one.
Okay.
I
So,
stand there.
Boy.
okay.
I have a moral conundrum.
Lydia has
So-
a moral conundrum.
Go ahead and both of you roll your attacks.
Okay.
And I'll say for here's sort
That'll
of,
be a 22 to hit for me.
okay. Let me see.
15 for me.
Okay, so those are both going to hit. So go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay, so 12 points of slashing, and I was a dummy before. I get 2 attacks now at 5th level. So I'm gonna swing a second time.
Okay, well, the first one you cut his head off.
Oh, okay.
And
I do
sorry, what
7,
was...
7 points of piercing for me.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Snowman, that was a little bit brutal.
He doesn't even hear it.
And what's your second attack, Snowman?
Let me. 13 points of slashing damage.
No, sorry, I didn't. What was your hit roll?
Oh, sorry. 23
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to hit.
So as you walk down and see these others, you cut off one head. Furious shoots the one sitting across from, and then as you just turn and he's still breathing, you cleave the other direction, cleave his head right off. The others, seeing their friends get killed, now pop out of the spell. And what we'll do is we're just going to jump right back to the top of the initiative order.
Okay.
And we'll just use the same rolls to make it easy. And that'll start us with Furia.
Yeah, if my arrow did not kill him the first go, I'm going to shoot an arrow at the same guy.
Well, no, because they're the closest two, so after Snowmoon killed the first one, you just finish that off. You've
Okay,
got
so then I
more people
move
further
on to the
back
next
down.
one down the line. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and fire off.
12.
That'll actually hit.
Oh, okay. 4 points of piercing.
Okay. Actually, now, looks like we got 4 of these guys left. If we go. There, open there. Okay. We got closest is now 4 down. Okay, would you be moving closer or staying where you are?
I would be staying where I am as long as I'm not blocking people behind me.
Yeah, no, it's easy enough for you guys to sort of step down and just basically step down, move over to the side so the other two can come down. So right now you guys are about 10 to 15 feet away from the next group of 2. And then the group after them is another 10 feet beyond that. And that'll bring us over to Lydia.
Is my kitty ball still up?
At this point, yeah, probably.
Okay, I'll just attack
Oh, wait,
with
is
that. It's a minute.
Is that concentration?
See, no.
Okay. So yeah, that would still be up then.
Okay, I'm gonna hit with that. Try to hit that.
Okay, the one
For-
that Furia just hit, or the one...
Yeah,
Okay,
for a 21.
that'll hit.
Okay, and that'll be a 8 again.
Okay,
Wait.
that is enough.
Oh, okay.
As he crumbles.
Oh, well, I feel bad now. But I'll still do a sacred flame at the other one.
Okay.
Actually, can I? Let me try this. I've never done this before. How many? What was the grouping again? I'm sorry.
So you just basically you killed the middle row, the
Okay.
one on the left. So now there's
Okay.
one guy on the right.
Okay.
Then behind him, about 10 or 15 feet back, there's another guy on the right, and across from him, there's a guy on the left.
Okay. I will not do what I was gonna do. Actually,
Yeah, if I take this, I'm just going to stick them over to the left. So you got the middle guy here, about 10, 15 back, you got him, and then
Okay.
across the way on the left, you got this guy.
okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. All right, I am just gonna do sacred flame at the guy. This guy.
Okay.
So that is a Dex saving throw.
Okay, Dex, and these guys are not overly dexterous, as we have learned from you people multiple murdering these guys. Yeah, but that is a 17 on the die, so he's going to make a save.
Okay. Yep. Then that's good. That's my turn.
Okay, so that brings us to them, and they are now alert and none too happy. So the closest one is going to charge and pull out his scimitar and take a swing at one of the 4 of you. So let's see who the lucky target is. Okay, lucky target is Furia this time.
Kind of
So-
deserve it, to be honest, but
And that is... Oh, I don't think that's going to hit. That is a 9 on the die.
no, it doesn't hit.
Okay, the 2 in the back pull out their crossbows and take a shot at 2 of you, 2 targets. Let's see, one going to Lydia and one going to Artemis.
Okay.
Okay, so shot at Lydia is a natural 20.
Ooh. Okay.
Shot at Art is a 16 plus 3 is a 19. So
Oh,
I think
yeah.
both of those are going to hit. So for Lydia, that is 9 points of piercing damage. And for Art, that is 5 points of piercing damage. That'll bring us over to Snow Moon.
Going to be...
Alright, so I will.
Right now,
charge
you're
up-
about 15 feet back from the closest one to you.
Okay. I will charge to the one on the right side, like nearest to me, and attack with my greatsword.
Okay, so go ahead and take your first swipe.
Ooh, 3. 7 to hit.
70 as actually the one closest to you is actually right beside I can't remember who he charged up on. He's actually only about 5 feet away from you at this point. So as you charge up first one, he manages to get his scimitar up and just manages to barely deflect your blow.
Alright. Yeah, so with my second swing, I'll swing at the same guy again.
Okay.
So that's a 14 to hit.
14 will do it.
Okay. And 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay, as once more you manage to carve through and take him down.
Okay. So that was about 15 feet?
No, that was about 5 feet of movement. So
Oh,
you
okay.
are about, from where you are now, you're about 30 feet away from the closest two. So I forgot that guy had run all the way up
Oh, okay.
to your party to make an attack.
Alright, so I will use, like, I have like 25 feet left, so I'll be about 5 feet away from
Oh,
the
okay.
other guy on the right side.
Perfect. That'll bring us over to Artemis then.
I want to fire off a magic missile at whoever, whichever one just shot me.
Okay, so that would actually be the one that is right next to Snow Moon. So go ahead and fire off a magic missile.
Okay. Ten.
Okay. So that is, it slams in. So as you come charging up to this person, sword drawn, getting ready, you watch as these 3 arcane darts come slamming into this individual, and he rocks back and is now pretty much collapsed in the bunk he was sitting on. Blood just pouring out of his mouth. He is still alive, but barely. You can see he's holding his chest. You think he's probably got broken ribs. He's in rough shape right now.
Okay.
And that you are long since dead and on a different floor. That brings us back to Furia.
If there's, the person that looks the worst, I guess the guy that just got hit massively, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, go ahead and take a shot.
$11.
As he's just sort of rocking back and forth, he just moves and you're boom, as it slams into the wood right beside him. He doesn't even seem to acknowledge it. He's just rocking back and forth. He's a little all over the place at the moment.
Darn it! And that's my turn.
Yes, that'll bring us over to Lydia.
Same then. I will do my thingy and then the other thingy. My spiritual kitty and then the sacred
Okay.
flame.
So spiritual
So-
kitty for attacking the same guy who's messed up right now, or attacking
Yep.
the other one? Okay.
Nope, same messed up guy. So that's a 14 plus 7 is a 21.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll damage. He had
Oh.
1 hit point left. He,
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Literally, Art wrecked his day.
Yeah, good job, Art. And then I will do the same thing, the sacred flame at the
Sacred
other dude.
Flames,
So
that's
dexterity
a
save.
dex save. That's a 19 on the die, so that is a 21.
Sacred flame never freaking works. It worked once for me. I don't think it works for Zas either that much. So
No,
yeah,
it's
okay.
it's a hard one. And I don't know why. It's no matter. I can roll straight ones on everything else. Same with Michael. But Sacred Flame, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I can't roll below a 17 if I tried.
exactly. All right,
Okay.
end turn.
That'll bring us over to the bandit, who. Let's see. How smart is he feeling looking at Snow Moon standing right in front of his dead buddy there? Okay. He is feeling pretty freaking intelligent at the moment. And he's going to stand up and promptly run away.
Okay.
So he is literally just going right along that left side to stay away from Snow Moon. As, as what shook him out of his stupor was watching Snow Moon decapitate somebody. And is going to blow by... basically blow by the three of you who are up by the stairs trying to get out of here. So if you want to, any one of the three, or all three of you can make attacks of opportunity should you choose to. He's using his full movement to get up to where basically the first two guys were, and then dashing and going right past the three of you and up the stairs on his way out.
So that does not include me, correct?
No, because you're over by the guy on the right, so he is literally dodging you. He's not overly concerned with the others. He doesn't realize what happened upstairs involving the other ones. He just saw you decapitate people. He's like, I'll survive those. That big thing with the big sword, I'm scared of him.
Would I be able to trip him instead of attack him?
Sure, you can. Yeah, we'll call it a strength-based attack, so a d20 plus your strength.
All right.
Art, Lydia, are you attack of opportunity as he tries to bolt by?
Nope.
Oh.
It's a natural one.
Shouldn't let him
Plus
escape.
0.
Oh, yeah,
Natural 1 plus 0.
As you watch, it seems like Fury's going to try to trip him, and Fury
Can
is
I try to trip him too then? If I saw that?
Sure, as you watch, as Furia manages to trip herself.
Okay.
And so it doesn't go prone, but it just sort of stumbles over.
Okay.
So go ahead, same thing, it would be a strength-based attack roll.
I didn't
15.
know there was a dip in the floor there.
That actually hits, so let's see here. One way or another, it will stop him and prevent him getting out. We'll see if it also knocks him on his butt. And he is flat on his back. So, Art, as you're watching, as Furia goes to do something, stumbles, Lydia turns around and just beautifully sweeps his legs out from him. He collapses on the floor in front of you. He's going to take, what's your strength modifier, Lydia?
2.
Okay, so he's going to take, I think unarmed is 1 damage plus your strength, so that'll be 3. So he collapses on the ground. Anything you'd be doing as he's laying on the ground in front of you?
Down. And I'm just gonna, like, kind of try to look menacing, but look really apologetic too.
So, did he make it up to the second, or like to the top deck, or are we still below?
No, you're still below. He is literally right at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
And it's... At this point, Art, this individual has just left your threat range, so if you want to do something, you're more than welcome to as well.
No, I'm good. I have had enough explosions and fire and death,
Okay.
I think.
So that'll bring us over to Snow Moon then.
All right.
Since he doesn't have any real movement left. At best case, he can now... so it would be... Yeah, to get to the stairs and then stand himself back. So he manages to get back onto his feet afterwards. But that burns the last bit of his dash movement. So he is standing, but he's still right at the stairs and looking like he's booking it out of there.
All right. I am going to run and put myself between him and the stairs. And
So
try to
you would have to... so from where you are, what's your movement?
30.
Yeah, so you can get basically right up in between him and the stairs.
Okay.
If you dash.
All right. Yeah. So I'll dash and block his path,
Oh, okay.
and then once I'm standing in front of him, I'll look at him and say, "You know, we can't let you leave, right?"
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Oh no! I rolled a 2. A 7 with my
Okay.
crappy roll.
So we will see how he responds to that once we cycle back around to him. Okay. Alright, we come back over to you. This individual is now pretty much sandwiched between you and Snowmoon at the moment.
I don't know. I feel kind of bad about scaring this poor man. I mean, he's tried to run away. Now I'm the one with the moral quandary.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Black and white, lots of gray.
Could I actually maybe just kind of like start looking around?
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm not too concerned with him. Well, I mean, 9.
Okay. As you're looking around, it seems to be the area you're in right now is the primary, looks like the cruise bunks. As this ship is a little bit larger than the one you have recently been on, you do notice it's got a few more bunks, but they are also a little nicer. Rather than just the cots, these seem to be basically like bunk bed setups. There are a couple of them that you notice that are a good deal larger. Okay, looks like they may have some either half-orc or Goliath crew members that you haven't run into. You also
God.
do notice that there are a couple of smaller-sized beds that are probably either halfling or gnome, or maybe there's a bunch of kids.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start casing the
Sure.
joint.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Furia.
I'm going to. I don't know where I am in relation to him. Other than I
Basically, I'm
almost fell
picturing the
down.
three of you are basically like almost were a line right in front of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So he just basically, we'll say, like you are on the lineup, Furia, Lydia, then Art. So ran past Furia and Lydia. Lydia managed to get the trip on and just sort of stumbled forward. And as he started to pick himself up to get up the stairs, at that point, Snowmoon charged up. So you're probably about 5 feet back from him.
I'm gonna sort of put my bow not in front of me like I'm gonna use it, but to the side, and you're not going to leave, but we can make it easy. We just want some information.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
$15.
Okay. So we'll see how he responds, assuming he's still on his feet. And that brings us over to Lydia.
Gonna be like, I can tie him. Oh, look, Art, I found a coin! And I'm gonna join Art in investigating the boat.
Okay. So go ahead, Lydia, make an investigation check real quick.
Okay. 13 plus. Anything? I'm not intelligent. Just a 13.
Okay. So yeah, you basically see the same as Art did. From where you are up here, to really learn any more, you'd really have to be sort of poking around in people's bunks to see if there's anything worthwhile.
Gotcha.
So that brings us over to him then. Are you staying where you are? Are you moving?
I was staying by Art.
Okay. So that brings us over to him. Is he's sort of looking between Snowmoon and Furia, and sort of puts his head down a little bit. Fine, what do you want? And you are out of initiative. He just sort of lowers his scimitar to the side.
I'll pull it out of his hand and just drop it on the floor and kick it away. And ask, do you know why your ship is here?
No, Captain knew. We just do what Captain says.
Oh, it's there.
Captain said we needed to be here, so we're here.
There's
Captain's log.
a large crew.
The rest of them all on the island already dealing with things, but the Mr. Hoity-toity guy came on board for a little bit.
He's still here.
He took one of the longboats over. We're missing as he sort of points over to one section towards the rear of the ship. You notice that similar to your ship, they've just got basically rows of these longboats stacked up. You can see that there's at least a couple of them missing. Him and a couple of guys took a couple of longboats around to the north side of the island. The rest of the guys went down and through town, but most of the townsfolk hold up in the inn. Says he's got something you got to deal with to get us on out of here.
With my general ability to know directions, is the north of the island where the kobold cave was? Or is would I know where that was in relation to where I am?
So in relation to where you are, it is on. It would be west northwest. Let me jump us over. We're out of combat to our map. If we shift ping. Hey, come on, is it shift ping? There we go. And then as we jump in nice and close here. So where you guys are is sort of on the, as you can see, it's sort of like a dog leg on a golf course or a little like kidney bean. You guys are basically on this southeastern point. The Kobold's Cave, when you guys ended up going north up the path and then to the northwest to get into the town, you guys then proceeded to go basically more west and north. So that Kobold's Cave in Beach Area is probably about midway along the north, basically that northwestern shore, somewhere right along.
Like the dip of the kidney bean?
Yeah, basically. Probably about a couple of 100 yards, maybe a quarter, maybe a half mile into the island from that dip in the kidney bean.
Okay. I will raise my eyebrows over his gnome, and there might be more he didn't tell us.
I guess.
If you wait today, I can cast Zone of Truth on him, but I don't think that's helpful.
No, I'm not
Yes,
talking
I don't
about
think
this
so.
guy. I'm talking
Oh.
about Lord Ling.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know if we want to risk going back to the island at this point.
We're gonna have to clean out the rest of these guys at some point.
I mean, we've taken this boat. We could just leave now.
Good
After
idea.
we take what we want from this ship.
Sink the other ship.
I would rather have knowledge of the other people in charge of this ship. But we shouldn't talk too much.
Ah,
Not right now. I mean, after.
so, what are we gonna do with this one?
Oh, it's very simple. But you have any more questions first?
I didn't have any questions to start.
Who's the captain? What's his name? Or her name?
Oh. Call him the Beast.
That too.
Any reason?
You're down here, so you must have fought him, right? Turns into animals. There's a penchant for the big pig thing.
A boar.
I've seen him knock more than a few folks out with that thing.
They are powerful animals.
Better on a spit.
I
Not
agree.
by that way either. Why didn't the captain go ashore with the others?
Didn't think it was needed.
Well, I suppose a couple village people won't need the bullying of a war.
Fancy Pants told us there was only 4 people to worry about. Didn't really
Only 4
anticipate anyone coming to the ship.
Only 4 people, indeed. Well, I guess if you have nothing of value, your time is done.
No! Let's go look at the stars.
I look over to Soman just to see if he has anything else to add, and then I'm going to do primal savagery on this guy just because I can.
Look the other way and go
Okay.
with Art to the upper deck. Or look for the crew. I'm
Because
gonna
I
look
can't
for the
turn into a bear anymore. This is as close as I can get.
I'm gonna look for the captain's log.
Snowmoon is gonna stand right where he is and not flinch at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna go look for captain stuff and, you know, maybe some like trinkets and not
Okay, so
a
the two,
gold ring.
as the two of you just sort of pushed by Snow Moon, as you could hear Fury starting to do her thing in the back.
Oh boy.
So as my face starts to turn into like a cat. Like I rolled a nat 20 to attack. Poor guy.
Nice. Well done.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Disemboweling.
So I slash out at him with my now longer fingernails, and that's 17 points of damage. Of acid damage.
Okay,
It's not
both
double.
the-
That's with my. I rolled twice for that.
Oh, okay. Fury and Snow Moon, both go ahead and make a perception check as this happens.
Okay. A 19.
I got a 12.
Oh, okay. So, Furia, you miss this in your this snarling, primal, savage state as you reach out and just tear into this individual. As Snow Moon, you notice, though, is Furia's casting this incantation. You watch as this guy's head sort of turns, and as he catches a glint out of the corner of his eye of the image of Furia's taking on, you hear him go, "Render," and then just nothing but gurgling as he starts to die.
Render.
Sorry, I should have rolled 4d10 instead of 2 because I'm 5th level now. It would have been even worse. Yikes. I look down. I guess he's on the floor by now.
Yeah, easily.
I
It's just-
wipe the.
It's not even really that he's bleeding out at this point. It's with the amount of damage you realistically did where you didn't roll enough dice.
I did.
As there is just a massive literally, he is just missing a chunk out of him. And you can see that where the trails of acid left from your claws are, it's just slowly starting to dissolve and eat away at the insides of him.
As my fingernails retract, I just lean down and rub all the gunk off of them onto his shirt. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Impressive. I was going to let him at least draw his blade and have an even fight.
well, we said we'd make it easy. Died pretty much immediately.
True.
Oh boy, Art, maybe we'll find something cool and not terribly savage and brutal.
That would be wonderful.
I try to link arms with Art, but I just stoop really low.
And I guess while we're still below deck, I'll take a quick look around, just investigate, see if there's anything while we're down here.
Okay, go ahead and make
Yeah.
an investigation check.
Start rummaging through
Try to
stuff.
find the captain's quarters and the log and all of that as well.
No.
Okay. So Lydia and Art, go ahead and you can either both make investigation checks or one of you can help the other.
Just Artemis, I'll help you.
And I rolled a 12.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you basically run into the same things that they saw. You look around, you can see that looks like for the most part this is just crew quarters in this area.
Okay.
Investigation? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I rolled a 16
Oh,
for
okay.
investigation.
Should we catch on just a couple of moments because Lydia and Art are already up at that point.
With advantage and all that fun stuff, it's 22.
Oh, okay. So as you guys come up to the captain's quarters, the first thing you notice is on the door is a carved image. There's a small, what looks to be a dark wooden disc mounted on the front of the door. Within the disc is an image of a clawed paw.
I wish I could detect magic more, but I can't, so...
As you open the door and head in, it appears that this is the captain's quarters. See, there is a beautiful 4-post bed in the corner.
James!
Rather large, again, very sort of very rich-looking desk. Small, looks to be armoire set in the back of it. As you guys start poking around about this time, Furia shows up. Furia, you notice the same thing upon entering. You see that same wooden disc on the door. Art, as you're looking through this, and give me a second, I gotta grab my cheat sheet. I didn't overly expect us to get this far this evening. Where is let me find my what's the word I'm looking for? My cheat sheet of my boat's name here. Okay. So as you come in, the first thing you notice is right on the desk, there is a ledger, or I guess I'll call it a ledger, that the captain's been keeping. On the cover of this, looks to be very nicely bound, some sort of leather bound book. And as you're looking at it, it is listed as the name of the. Come on. Where is it? Lists the name of the ship as. Where are you? The Ferrosort. And on that ledger, you also see that same clawed paw image.
Faria, I hate to be classist or, something, but do you know what this means?
It's a cat's paw?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
$22.
It is definitely not a cat's paw. Looks to be either a large dog or a wolf, some sort of canine.
Okay. Not cat, but dog in nature. Or wolfish, or...
think
And
you
she
could turn
starts
into one.
listing all the dog types she knows, like
Okay.
coyote and...
Yeah.
something like that. Similar, I guess.
So as you, Art, as you're flipping through this book, it seems like most of it is written in some sort of code. I think if you spend a little time with it, you might be able to figure it out. It's going to be hard to... It'll be hard to decipher without somebody who actually knows how it's set up.
Too bad we killed that dude.
He didn't really know any of the captain's business. He was just a lackey.
Okay.
And,
Alright, fair enough.
Looking down on the below deck, do I see the mechanism to pull the anchor back in, or is that maybe above deck?
No, that would typically be above deck, near where the anchor
Okay.
is.
All right.
Well, we should clear out the bottom, make sure nobody's skulking about. And
Right.
although Lydia, I think your calming spell, I believe it was, helped that. And then we should let the captain know.
Right.
All right.
I'll tuck the book away into my bag so I can try and
Okay.
figure it out later.
You do also see that there is a chest in the room as well.
Ooh! Someone check out for traps? Is that a thing that we do now?
I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah, neither do I.
I
Okay,
mean, we could just poke it with a stick to see if it springs, but
I'll try checking it.
anybody watch when Will did it?
No.
Not really.
Yeah.
Later.
I'll just open it. Yeah, it'll be
Okay, you reach over, try to open it, and it is locked.
maybe the key's on his body somewhere. We'll have to go sort that out.
I didn't find anything when I looked,
Yeah,
but
I
mean,
checked as well and didn't find anything. So
Oh.
maybe one of you can find something and figure out there's a secret pocket or something that we missed.
Okay.
We could just smash it open.
That too. Unless there's something delicate inside.
Oh, right.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of work cleaning up the ship.
Yeah.
well, I was planning on just raising the anchor and cutting off its tie to the pier once we're done here. And just
I think we need to clean up on shore as well,
well,
because those people know who we are.
well, even if we don't leave yet,
They're going to come after us or take it out on the townspeople. Besides, we might get more information about who these people are.
Okay.
But first things first, make sure there's nobody left here. Second, tell the captain.
okay. I guess I'll give one more look around below deck, just to see if we missed anyone.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
13.
Yeah, you spend a few moments looking around and you don't seem to locate anyone.
I got an 11.
Hey, you're pretty confident you got them all off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everyone. I don't see anyone else.
Yeah, so I'll start heading up toward and call out to the other boat.
Okay.
Oh, head up.
Before we head up, this treasure chest, does it look like Lydia and I together could carry it, or is it heavier than that?
You can try to pick it up, see how you think it is. It's
Hold on,
decent
hold on.
size. Lydia tried to open it and it was locked, but didn't try picking it up.
I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, so I can carry something a large creature can.
Yep, so basically when doing out your carrying capacity, which I believe is 15 times your strength score,
Okay.
you get a bonus to it.
Okay.
So it ends up giving you an addition. So what's your strength score?
Just 2.
No, not
Oh,
your
14.
modifier, your score.
14.
So you can carry 210 pounds before you become encumbered.
Okay,
between
cool.
between your equipment and everything else.
Oh, I'm only holding like 20 pounds of equipment, I think, or something like that. I don't really know, actually.
So but we don't typically, unless you get insane. I do it the same way Michael does. I'm not overly concerned with encumbrance.
Yeah, neither am I.
Because realistically, if you think about money in this, in D&D, you'd be over encumbered the first time you end up with like 5,000 copper in your pocket.
Yeah.
You ever
True.
tried to carry $500 worth of pennies on you? So as you guys are starting to get things right up and looking at this chest and making your plans, we ran a little late, but I think this will be a good point for us to call it, so we've got a little time to decide how to handle what you guys want to do for next time.
Did my camera cut out? Everyone else's camera
Yes,
cut out.
it
Yeah,
did.
we just lost
Yeah.
Gosh darn it! My damn computer!
So before we disappear, though, because we didn't get a chance to do it last time, at least I can't remember if we did, we need to decide who gets the Nat 20 for next week. So if you've been hanging out with us and you're still in chat, I know we had Lieutenant Murphy in there for a bit. I saw Mr. Hyde earlier.
Hey, Mr. Hyde.
So anyone have anything they want to toss out as votes for the Nat 20 for this evening?
Furia for knowing that Art would have fallen off of the ship and just yoinking them back up.
Or maybe Art for that great shot that took out
Oh yeah, Art.
2
did
guys
really
at once.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, DM helped with that, but
Yeah.
that was
It's Art's damage did. I had it set that there was a threshold and so no way. I didn't think there was any way it was going to happen, but
Oopsie daisy.
never say never. It's D&D.
Yeah, it's Firebolt never works that way for me, so it's like that would happen. I roll 3s and 4s on Firebolt. If I'm lucky, I get a 7. No, I just rolled 2 10s. Yeah, okay, you're doing something cool with that.
Wow.
Yeah, what we'll do is we will toss the Nat 22 Art for next time we're together, which will be... actually, we're going to find out, because I think actually next week is a holiday, if I'm right,
Yes.
for... well, I'll phrase it for half of us.
Yeah, the
So-
other half, it's the holidays today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll find out and see. Hopefully we'll be back next week. If not, it may be 2 weeks from tonight. I have to find out, make sure that what everyone's schedule is, given the holiday. Meant to bring that up before we went on stream, and so with that, we will be back next time to see how our party, what they decide to do with this new ship, the Ferrisort. So with that, don't forget, folks, when you're a rather diminutive gnome deciding to tightrope walk a long beam out to jump onto an enemy pirate ship to confiscate the vehicle, make sure to keep the druid behind you for when you fall off the beam, and don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. See you next time, folks.